in Europe. So, you may or may not have heard of my stream the other day, but I was streaming this build right here, this chap, and sadly got to a point in the, sorry, spoilers ahead, questline where Eileen has to deal with Henrik, and sadly she expired, so I got rather annoyed, and then boop, we're going to start again. So
oh yeah, pale blood.
Spoiler alert, I'll be skipping all of the cutscenes because all of you by now should know what you're doing, should know what this game is about, and yeah, I'm quite rusty, but we shall endeavour to get through this. Again, it's the 2019 playthrough. It's basically the same guy, just slightly different eyes. There's my Khal Drogo cosplay that was a thing. That's the Bruce Campbell playthrough I was going to do with a shotgun and the whirler jigsaw, because, you know, he has a chainsaw. There's an old man, which is essentially the modified this guy, just old. Some Eastern European lady, another Eastern European lady, because that's what this game produces. And then Professor Snape, who was an arcane character I was running for a bit, but sadly deleted, because there's not enough room. It's far too much game and not enough space. That's what I feel. In light of the fact that I've never had glasses on a character, I am going to put these back on, and then I'm going to make them a sepia coloured thing, so we need a bit more. Yeah, that'll do. So, anything else? Basically gone. What happens if we make it bright blue? That would be quite interesting for a laugh. If it even shows up. It does. As a matter of fact, what other marks do we have? Where are we? Just more questions. Anything else we can do to make this more visible? What are we looking for? Expansion. Mate, why I got two blue lines running down the side of your face? No idea. Initially the reason this came through is because I just wired out someone's irises and pretended they were blind. For a bit of online play, just for a bit of a laugh. So that was obviously the two strokes across his eyes. Let him being blind. But yeah, let's just leave it as is. And away we go. Just go with that one because it sounds funny. But yeah, so being a bit rusty, I'm going to die quite a lot. And I tried to run a quality build with the last guy, but found that I wasn't strong enough to deal with Henrik quick enough. I was also using weapons that really didn't help the situation. So, what we're going to do is start with enough health to not die. I'm going to be focusing on skill. The strength stat isn't too important to me, although I do like to use the rifle spear at some point. So we need 9 blood tinge, so that's only 2 stats I need to invest into blood tinge, and we can run that. But it depends. Are we going to min-max? I usually run with the skill and arcane weapons. So, shall I build another PvP character? Which one's got the best skill in arcane? So, Troubled Childhood, possibly. Screw it, we'll go with the professional. And off we go. Let's do this thing. Also, coffee time. I usually also try and keep back as much insight as I can, so that later in the game I can purchase blood rocks and plus 10 some more weapons. But in the interest of fun,
Good. All signed and sealed.
I do like this voice actor.
Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry.
I'm not going to mimic the whole thing. I'm also going to skip the boring bit. Come on, sweetheart. Up we get. See that gorgeous face. There we go. Doesn't open from the side. Anything else of note in here? You'll notice scenery just sort of popping into place every now and again, and that's because this game came out ages ago. The firmware for the system has been upgraded. Frogsoft have then released Dark Souls 3, and then we've had Resonate came out, which I have not played, although it apparently contains a reference to this game in the form of the doll. No Midnight Greatsword though, which is a shame. I am very rusty, so I expect to die in a moment, although I usually can take this guy out with a well-timed charged R2, but I feel that's not going to happen. I'm also flinching quite a bit. Oh, no. Shit. Are we in range? Nope. Oh. No. I feel like they've sped him up a little bit. Never used to turn around that quickly. That was ill-advised. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, boy. Right. So it did quite a bit of damage there, and that's because I have quite a high skill stat. The more skill you have, the more your visceral attacks do damage. Little hidden factoid there. Why has the character got white hair? Because I have white hair. I am greying quite majestically, not gonna lie. Only going to be on for about half an hour this morning. So yeah, speedrunning. Woo! Bye! Oh shit. Well, fuck that. Should we be brave? Should we be super, super brave? Should we leg it through here? Grab this crap? Interesting. Really thought I was stuck then. So I will be opening all the shortcuts. I will be getting a weapon that's tucked out of the way somewhere. That's the cleric beast over yonder, making a hell of a kerfuffle. Because what are you going to do? We're going to come back and speak to Gilbert in a bit. Gilbert's the guy coughing away in this house. Where am I going? This way, yes. It's funny, I haven't been chased up here before. Oh. So you're going to smash through there, make loads of noise, because that's what you do. I'm going to jump down the hole. Don't mind me, buddy. I just want this Molotov cocktail. I've got an itch. But this is kind of one of those games, if you stop to scratch your face, you're dead, so not going to be doing that. Ooh, ooh. There we go. Right, I am attracting quite a bit. And there's an upgrade material for a weapon I don't even have. There we go. Oh, scratched my face, couldn't see what I was doing. Good times. Got quite a bit of a following here, haven't I? Whee! Right, I'm going to leave the item down there because I can't be bothered. I just want to survive. Let's see, if we run around behind the dog, yeah, there we go. And we zigzag here so that we don't get shot. Pretty sure this is possibly an upgrade material. Yep, sweet. We will get a weapon soon and I can start sort of retaliating, but there's no point at this point. I'm just going to get mugged. So, Saber's just needlessly dropping down. It's a good point actually, if they're following me I could very well get stuck here. But you know, it's good for a laugh. Let me know for next time, don't we? No? Cool. You leave it long enough, those dogs will burst out their cages, so that's good. This is the Dark House. Named so because it is dark. There's a guy up here with a torch and a very long axe. So we're going to run past him and open the shortcut back to this lamp. Someone's in the game showing me someone else who died up here a minute ago. Who has died? Ooh. Ooh! Quite a big whoop. This time for that dodge. I'm going to try and make slightly more masculine noises in the future, I do promise. Where to next? Up and over. So, we're going to... I can't be bothered to pick up that item. Pretty sure it's only some Molotov cocktails anyway. So, this part of the run here is going to be interesting. As I say, because I am quite rusty, we're going to have to be as clever as we can. I'm going to have to come back. I'm not going to risk picking up the item over there. So pebbles anyway. It's just pebbles. And there's another bloodstone shard up on that bridge, but sadly we've gone this way. So normally, if you traverse along this column here, jump down onto a rafter, I believe there's this bloodstone shard. We're going to miss that because I don't want to die. Actually, let's see how we get on. Just if I attract too much attention, we're in Shitsville. No, missed it. Oh no! Ah, well, you shouldn't count your eggs until they're in the basket, or whatever the expression is. Armor set. Alright, and then falling damage, and then he's going to follow me down. He's landed right next to me. So that we are going to go up this ladder. I wasn't going to, but I am now. And then I believe. No, good. So he's up there. I've got some more clothes to wear. That will give us slightly more damage resistance when people are attacking us. At this low level, it's not really going to do too much. I mean, it's Bloodborne. The armour doesn't really make a bit of a difference anyway, to be honest. Poison and frenzy resistance is good. Beast Hid build up is, you know, that works. But, you know, bolt resistance I think does help a little bit. I'm going to risk going through here just because I want this. Still no weapons. Let's two-hand my fists. If we can climb fast enough, we'll be alright. We can't climb fast enough. You might hear a little melody being played in a music box. I think I've seen these guys climb before, but to be honest, I can't remember. So yeah, two-hand in, one-hand in. Magic. Oh.
I don't understand what it is.
Ah, that's alright, bruv. I'll find your mum.
It plays and when mum's.
Thanks to the music box, that'd be really handy trying to kill your dad later. Just keeping an eye on the top left corner because there's something cruising around up there. But they haven't come near the stairs, so that's fine. Madman's Knowledge. We are going to pop that just in case I do die at some point. If and when I do, I'll explain why I've done so. And then usually when you're mucking about up here, this guy comes to get you. The troll under the bridge. You might remember this from where I ran through. So yeah, usually this guy comes. Let's actually pop one of those in case I incur some damage. That'll be sort of death by not paying attention, really. Haven't got any weapons yet, so we're not going to bother. You may recognise this place from a minute ago when we ran past the doggies. So now there's going to be slightly more of them loose. There's a doggy over there. So this loops back round to the cellars that I dropped into a minute ago after I picked up this attire. So this item here, I can't remember what it is, not overly important as far as I remember. I'm not going to take a swing for it and fall to my doom over something that's not worth it. But we do need to have a very careful swipe at this. I want this to fall down. Cool. So, that's the weapon that we're going to pick up in a minute. But, hidden away over top, for some unknown reason other than the fact that she just is an NPC. This is Eileen, the Crow Hunter.
What?
And she is the person that holds the weapon that I want.
What?
Yeah, I was just hammering X and had a scratch,
what?
So... La 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 la.
What?
We all done? Yeah? Cool. So, let's take a moment now just to organise my gestures. Most important is that one. Pointing is kind of handy, but not vital. Shake off cape's a good one. Conviction. Conviction? It's called Conviction in Dark Souls, but this is... No, it's called Conviction here. I think it's called... Actually, I don't know. Hunter's Rally. Joy. don't really need to sit down. But yeah, the annoying thing about Bloodborne is they didn't patch it so you could immediately roll out of bloody gestures, did they? So if you start doing a gesture, someone walks up and gives you a backstab. That's great, isn't it? Hey buddy, I'm just going to charge an R2 whilst you bow at me. Brilliant. Thanks for that. So, guy with a gun is going to spot us shortly. There he is. And then matey boy down here. Hopefully, whoop! I don't know why I flinched then. I'm under the under the floorboards. So, falling damage. See if we can drop and then roll quick enough. I don't know where that guy is making all that noise, but let's do this quickly. Don't fall off. That would be irritating. You can bugger off and all, mate. Whoop! Haha! And off we go. Now, let's see if I can operate the menu whilst also running and in the correct direction. Yes, I can. Check me out. Nightmare. Don't ask. I don't know how. So, now that we've done that, found our NPC, we've got the weapon, we've got the armour, that's... Sorry buddy, did I jump on your head? How's that? Feel better? Now that we can offer some resistance. You're dead, that's fine. Don't know why I did that, to be honest. Just hitting things for the sake of it. I'm down there, guys? No, it's the next one, right? So there's birdies there, It's basically it's all designed to freak you out. I'm going to attack this one just because I CBA. Oh, ended up in front of it, that's good. So, yes. Once I've opened all the shortcuts, I will be going to the Hunter's Dream with my blood echoes, because such is life. We're not going to go and see that piggy yet because there's no point. We will have to go down there later anyway, so we'll ignore him for now. So I've successfully opened all the shortcuts for both the bosses, picked up the armor set that's tucked away, picked up the optional weapon, I suppose you'd call it, and that's all within however long I've been playing the game. I would say that would be the speed run for the area to start in. The reason we picked up the Madflan's knowledge and used it is so that we have one insight, so that we can... I think you can get into the workshop anyway, but when we go back to the dream in a moment, we can... Hey buddy! So that's the guy from inside. Oh! Still alive. Cheeky. Those guys shouldn't come up the stairs. This guy should be around here somewhere. Hanging out where he last saw me, basically. There should be one other random dude floating about, because I sort of lost him around here somewhere. I hear someone attacking something, so he must be around here somewhere. But I can't see him, so we won't worry too much about it. Let's talk to my buddy Gilbert. Don't think you need to or have to. La, 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 la. So, we're going to go to the dream, upgrade our weapon, possibly level up if I have enough blood echoes. I didn't pick up enough cold blood to make that sort of, you know, an optimal leveling situation, but... enough to be cracking on with. Weapon-wise, nope, the doll. Huh. Maybe this is literally because it's the first journey here. Maybe you have to come here twice. The second time she's available as an NPC. Right. Ultimately, what's going to benefit me more? The Hunt's Axe will be helpful against Gascoigne, because you can cheese him through the tombstones. Can't think of the words today, guys. Sorry. Also have a bit of a cold. Hey, cat. Yeah, I know. Right. So, ultimately, these are free. You can buy them again later anyway. And to be honest, I never use any of these past the midpoint of the game. But I'm using the Saw Spear because of my stats. As you can see, the bonuses. You know, the Threaded Cane is the skill weapon here. And to be honest, it does have sort of a thrusting attack. So look, can we? There we go. So thrust, yes, and for, you know, bladed weapons. When you transform this, it's essentially a chained whip. Bladed weapons like this do more damage against beasts, and then pokey stabby weapons change to the weapon that's not even there. Hiya! Hurt the other type of enemy. Now I usually go for the pistol. I kind of feel like picking up the blunderbuss, but it doesn't really matter. My character's going to be a skill and arcane with a teeny weeny bit of blood tinge, just enough to use various bits and bobs. But I could go skill and blood tinge and use, you know, the katanas, or ultimately, again, it doesn't really matter because I can buy either weapon later anyway. So I can leave notes to people. Here's Gearman. Aha!
Aha! You must be the new hunter.
Any Harry Potter fans in the house?
Welcome to the hunter's dream.
Argus
This
Filch.
will be your home. You're just go, you know.
Probably got his name wrong. You guys can correct me, I'm sure you will. So, in this instance here, better base damage, less skill scaling. If we get this too, that's a shame. But it picks up more bloodstone shards than that. So yeah, we can't upgrade the blood gems yet, because we haven't got the tool, which we get on the way up to Burden Chapel. We can't put any runes in place, because we get that at Hemwick. So for the time being, let's equip a gun and get stuck in. Can't level up, so there's no point doing any of that. We do buy some stuff here, but really there's nothing to buy. So, off we go. So, NPC wise, we are going to go to the Plus 4 sick room. For those of you who have or have not seen, that doesn't make any sense. Those of you who saw the stream I did the other day may have taken note of my theory about Yosefka. The popular theory at the moment, because you never truly get any answers from FromSoft in these games, the popular theory is, halfway through the, you know, her unique quest line, she is replaced by a imposter. The evidence for that supports that is the fact that if we peek through this door here, you'll see that at the moment she is unarmed, but later in the game she has a threaded cane. Also.
No, and
yeah, fantastic, brilliant. So,
are you still in need of something? But I have nothing more to offer. Please, try.
just wanted you guys to have a little listen to the voice actress there. So I believe at some point, the people who make these games went, hang on a minute, we're going to make Yosefka a baddie. We're going to give people the option of where to send, you know, victims and innocent NPCs on the night of the hunt. So, generally speaking, they get shoved either further to chapel, which in essence acts like some kind of pub, or they go to Yosefka's sick room, where she operates a kind of field hospital, as it were. I believe they were like, hang on a minute, we have the opportunity to expand the quest line if we make her a baddie. We can make her go a little bit loopy, and she can start experimenting on people and turn them into celestial emissaries. Where am I going? I'm going to go and get that bloodstone shard. There's definitely some pebbles that I missed. And I think there might be another unique item as well. But also, might as well farm some blood echoes, because we're going to need that to level up. We need a bit more HP. As I'm not as sharp as I used to be in this game, I need a bit of support. And people that say these games are hard, the game gives you the option to make it easier all the time. You can level up as much as you want to. You know, you can increase your health as much as you want to. You can increase your damage as much as you want to. Oh. But ultimately, you have to learn. It's a skill-based game. You might wonder why Dance Dance Revolution and games like that are so popular in Japan, and that's because there's skill involved. You can't cheat, you know. You can be new and you can be a beginner, but... Whee! Just going to choose these guys because I can't be bothered to risk injuring myself. I want to sort of try and preserve as many of those blood vials as I can. Poo. So, Doing much better than I did. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Frustrating. But ultimately it's safer for me, so I'm not going to complain, am I? For some reason I thought I was going to do a transform attack there. Weapons being trick weapons have 2 modes. One of them swings a bit faster and one of them a bit slower. Guys with shields that we'll see in a bit, the way to get through them is to do a transform attack. That essentially makes them lower their guard because they stagger backwards. So, my evidence for why I think Yusefka goes a bit balmy instead of gets replaced by an imposter is this. At the point in time in the game where she gets a bit kooky and a bit weird, most of the other NPCs also go a bit kooky and get a bit weird. La, 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 la. You might remember that from where I ran through a minute ago. This item back here, you are. Good. So how many of those do I have in my inventory? If I've got 5, where are we going? I've got 4. I need 1 more to upgrade. So it looks like I'm going this way. And then the saw I can +2. So yeah, I think she goes a bit kooky when everyone else starts going a bit kooky. And like the hunt and all that. Alright, let's see if we can do a rather lackluster falling attack. This is going so much better than the other day. What you got for me? Yeah, that's the thing. When you sort of clip corpses through your body, sometimes they just fall. It's really annoying. It's definitely not the one. So, surprised that went off. Oh, right, I went a bit early. I'm just going to be thankful. Thank you for not, murdering me. So we're getting more. That freaked me out, but that's just the scenery, so that's fine. So now, I'm going to completely and utterly muck up this drop, because you always sort of come off the lip a bit funny sometimes, but I managed to get that perfectly at 90 degrees. And that's not the item I wanted it to be. Disappointing. Oh well. Whee! Hey? Was that just a belated sound effect? So I can see him. Sometimes the sun pokes through here. Don't really know why. It's a shame. I think it's partly to do with the DLC, if I'm honest. Oh, didn't expect that to go off. Bullets. Quite easy to farm. You know, you find a character with a gun, kill him, and you'll usually get bullets from him. Hey! Random drop. Making my day. How many of those have I got now? 5. Perfect. Oops. Not a big deal. Interesting. Oh, you guys. Why are you all active? Weird. Have I been down here already today? Can't remember. There is a ladder to go back up. Probably going to get shot a bunch of times, but that I feel is a bloodstone shard as well. Could be wrong, but I might as well go and clear out up here. Need the, for want of a better word, items. Yep. Haha. Shit. Don't laugh before you know you're safe, boys and girls. Because life don't work that way. Shit! Knew that guy was coming, but I didn't know he was there. So you'll find me swearing quite a lot as the game goes on, because I haven't played it for well over a year. So all the initial jumps are all back. I'm not going to piss around with killing these guys, because ultimately I'm just going to get murked. Yeah. Collect the items and leg it. Now, I'm pretty sure I haven't missed anything apart from the drop. Let's deal with this guy. Flinching a bit. Bitch. You have to be careful, because sometimes bullets get through there just because, why not? Bye. Alright, so, there's an item tucked away over here. Semi-useful. You can skirt around here, which I've always found to be quite funny. I don't want to fall off. That's just inconvenient, but you can just sort of run around there, which is banter. I'm not going to now because I don't need to, but that was an option open to me at the beginning, which is what I was going to do. But sadly, Matey Boy popped up and started sort of stabbing me for a wall, didn't he? So, da-da-da! Sick. won't say I play this game too much, but I will say I know it quite well. What we'll do is we're going to pop down behind the piggy. I've decided I do want to kill him after all. And I'm just going to farm some blood echoes. I could have killed those guys, but to be honest, the time it would have taken, would it be worth it? Maybe not. So... now, if you leg it across here, go as quickly as you can. You sort of have to wobble around this guy here. Wobble! Shit! Knackered that up, didn't I? Boy, good and proper. Anyway, if you reach this at speed, matey boy up there gets injured, but sadly I messed it all up, so now he ain't injured, is he? That is a shame. Oh, and he got all his friends. I am his stuff. Interesting. Close to death. Frustrating. Shit. And there we are. Don't get too cocky. So, I now need to come back here to pick up all my blood echoes. Yeah, I don't know what you were saying. Leave you to it, mate. Get some of that morning coffee in. Just gonna check the time. +10. So, old hunter bell. Oh no, it's the vacuum bell and the silencing thingy. This is the old hunter bell. So, we're now able to level up. Sadly though, we don't have any currency to do so apart from what's here and there.
Hello,
which is quite modest in terms of its value, so let's see how much it costs to level
very
up.
Well.
And then we can... little glowy thing on the hand there. Ooh, spooky. 800. Do I have enough?
Farewell, good hun.
To make that worthwhile proposition. Let's have a look. What we've got here. Oh, okay. So that's one. It costs a little bit more each time, so it's 800, so we need to have over 16, and then we can... well... get 3 levels out
Welcome.
of that. What? Not 4 though.
Very well, let me...
do I need anything immediately? No, I have enough skill, I have enough endurance, so we'll just pop it into the HP. That gives us a good 60 odd health boost, so that's good. I'd say yes, not no. In this game you can sell items.
Farewell,
often
good
don't
hunter.
use various consumables, but
may you
can sacrifice those to level up. Go on, you got anything new for me?
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters... you're welcome even.
Students are out of bed! Good old hack. Not bad for a squib. Funny little note for you. Well, not funny at all. The guy's missing a leg. At least half of it. Very sad. Quite a shame. Hence the wheelchair. Not because he's old and decrepit, he's old, decrepit, and he's missing half a leg. Down here, these little dudes here, the messengers. Every time we leave a message, we can... there are no messengers there. Sad. I wonder what makes them appear. Probably the fact that I can dress them up or something. That tombstone gains some relevance later. We're going to do the chalice dungeons at some point, just because I will inevitably want to get the beast claws. Purely for fun, if nothing else. So, we've seen you, Sefka. Let's go back and get my blood echoes back. Quite easy to make a miscalculation in this game, and then it is quite literally temporary game over. Keep your insight though, which is handy. But in essence, that frames part of your character and part of the gameplay, so if you lose it, it would alter things quite drastically in places. Spoilers. Why am I streaming this? What do I hope to achieve? I would like to introduce people to a new game if they've never seen this before. quite happy to just do it as a literal playthrough so that you can see me die, so you don't think, wow, this game's really hard, that guy's really amazing, I'm not. In essence, I sort of know what I'm doing, but you will find me making mistakes left, right and centre because I haven't played the game in such a long time. Anyone who knows what the Astral Clock Tower is, you will quite merrily see me die a lot there. Just because I know for a fact that I'm rusty, so etc. are way off. Where am I going? Not this way. Just listen to Floorboards Creek. Anyone who's played Dark Souls 2 knows that you get the option to change your jump mechanic from running and then tapping circle again to leap into the air. You can change it to L3 so you can more accurately time and judge your jumps. But sadly, here we are in Blood 1, operating on the Dark Souls 1 and quite possibly the Demon Souls model. Never played Demon Souls. So, we're going to send that back up because I don't think I'll be needing it. I'll just find a thingy bob and teleport up. So, let's try this again. I usually hug the very far left. There we go. Right, cool. So, hopefully this guy will get injured this time. Yeah! Transform the attack to get through the shield. I'm not gonna lie. That was beautiful. That was, oh, so happy with myself right now. You know, I don't often take pride in much, but that, poetic. Lovely. What I could have done when I went back to the dream and leveled up a minute ago is quite possible that I upgraded my weapon to +2, which again would have just increased the base damage, and then would have very well increased the scaling as well, so ultimately just give me more damage. Anyone who doesn't know how scaling works in these games, let me know. If anyone's reading, well, watching this and wants to leave me a comment, I'll happily mumble my way through it in another stream. So, the sound doesn't match what's truly happening. It sounds like he's stomping about and thrashing about, but really he's just standing there. So, I warn you, this is going to be a bit gross, but I can't be bothered to fight a convention. Oh, it's not dead. We have to fight a convention anyway. Oh, no, he's not. Screw it. He's dead, but might as well. So, you have dropped some cold blood for me, thank you very much. Blood echoes in item form, so that when you die you don't lose them, because it's an item. We have to come back down here and repeat this process shortly anyway, for a quest line. All I'm saying. Should I go down there and clear that? Is there much point? No. Yes. Upgrade the weapon, squeeze 1 or 2 more levels out of the upgrade process. I didn't count how high it was getting, but it's probably in the 1,000 mark per whoops. Like that, not by paying attention. Good times. So allows you to keep a bit of distance. Slow wind up, you know, like hidden attack, but you're like, ooh, whip. Doesn't work very well in close quarters. So we will resort to this one. So for 2 of those hags and a couple of birds, I got 200, so yeah, 50 a pop. Even if we kill these birds. Let's time that somewhat. Stay back. Oh, that's gross. So, having this set up here means that we can just whip these guys for fun. So R2 will be a heavy attack, which will do slightly more damage, use slightly more stamina. Naughty. Makes it safe to engage more enemies with a wider attack area. don't know what words all the cool kids are using these days, so I'm just going to say it as it is. This time that one. Trying to relate health here, just getting walloped. So, different to most normal FromSoft games, Bloodborne doesn't feature shields quite heavily. There is an exception to that, and a very good reason for the use of it. Again, I refer to the Astral Clock Tower. Someone may very well know what I'm talking about. Some of you may not. Never noticed water running out of those. Cool. But sadly, yeah. I'm obviously playing the game, so I'm paying attention to various other bits. For those of you watching, might see scenery sort of popping into place and textures loading and stuff, but, you know, I forgive them. It's came out in 2015, so this game is almost 4 years old now. Why are you still up there? Odd. You only triggered to come down when I go this way. Bizarre. Come on then, buddy. You're just not interested. I'm going to waste a bullet on you. Pebbles are next to useless. Fully useless. Like, about as useless as it gets. Amazing. Literally amazing. Mad. Absolutely mad. So when I say they're next to useless, I mean they are fully 100% useless. Which is good for attracting attention, but not even that sometimes. I understand why the rock didn't hit the bird, but I would have preferred it if it did, to be honest. Because, you know, we're helpful. I can hear dogs barking, but why? Oh, you're up there. He's barking at the old lady, who I would go and talk to, but I've got nowhere to send her yet. I don't want to send her to Yosefka's because she will fall victim to whatever the situation is with Yosefka. So, as a precaution, I did send this lift back up in case I got splattered or if I chose to go a different route, but I'll call it back down. It's cool because it's sort of like a screw in the middle. I don't really know. Yeah. If you look on YouTube, there are people who build sword cleavers and things on his axes. Not too common ones, but obviously I'm sure there'll be a Kirk hammer on there for those of you diligent enough to look hard enough. So, not going to deal with... yeah, I'm going to kill these guys. I'm just going to try and separate them a little bit because I don't want to do that and then have the other one wallop me whilst I'm trying to set this up. Oh, shit. Oh. I'd use the sword spear like I thought I was going to, would have avoided damage there. Luckily going back to the dream gives us our full health back. Ah, who's laughing? Don't know, I can tell you. So, after Cleric Beast, I even think it's after dealing with Gascoigne, our friend Gilbert here. Right. I think I'll take out one of the bosses in this stream and then save more for later. So upgrade the weapon first, because why not? To be honest, the Threaded Cane might be more useful against the Cleric Beast purely because of the amount of spread we get, so I should be able to whack his limbs in. Let's see, if I've got enough for 2, I'll upgrade the Threaded Cane twice, but I do not. Both get the same stat boost. What will that bring the base up to? 85 from 78. So that's a leap of 8. That's a leap of 8. That's not 7, you idiot. Count properly. Let's change the display option. What am I looking for? I'm looking for... interesting. Can't display the information I want to see. Basically just being a lazy mathematician. So right hand weapon attack 1 and 2, so that gives you the values. So 102 is the gross damage, the net damage. Gross is the right term there. Net would be what it does after resistances from your enemies. But anyway, 102, I'll go by 10 each time, so that's 112, that's 98. I can only afford to do it once. So really it depends which weapon's going to be more useful in that boss fight. And then the fight following it. To be honest, the threaded cane will get caught on the gravestones and not actually injure Gascoigne, just stagger me because my weapon's clanged into something. So we're going to just boost the sword spear. Play it relatively safe. And now we're doing... So I can't believe... Usually it's triangle, the option to see stats and stuff. Let's have a look. See my lovely face. No cowl runes equipped, no bloodstones in my weapons, my inventory is quite modest. And that bottom right hand section must be where the items in here go. Usually I'll equip a old hunter's mark situation there, so if I get myself in a jam I can just bish bash bosh and out. And then usually here you put things like your antidote and your... Ooh, can't remember what it's called. The blue item you get that reduces your frenzy build up to 0. There. And then depending on which area I'm going through, it's one or the other. But usually they go hand in hand, really. The game's trying to stuff you up. So, and then usually the summoning bell and the cooperation bell there. I'm not going to spend an insight on the other one just yet, because I don't want to. So, we'll pump some levels. After we kill the cleric beast and Father Gascoigne, we'll then, depending on how I'm feeling, either buy Gascoigne's attire or purchase this one because of the slow poison resistance. When we go through Old Yarnum, that will be important. So yeah, I mean, the damage at the top, the damage reduction isn't really that super duper important, but every little helps in some circumstances. But the important ones are those bottom 4, you know, poison resistances, frenzy resistance, and then the beasthood. Beasthood is actually sort of a damage multiplier, I believe. You know, so it's how quickly the bar fills up. So that's the one that you want to have a high number in. Well, to be fair, you want a high number in all of them. But yeah, Beasthood is an attack multiplier. I think we're too early in the game to have picked up the blood pellets, and to be honest, I don't think we can purchase them yet either. So yeah, here's all the weapons discovered. Obviously go in here, but also the ones that you have the right badges for. At the moment we just have whichever that first badge was. That allows us to buy the attire and the appropriate weapons. Nothing else now. What's that badge called? Where am I going? Key items it will be. Saw Hunter badge. Yeah, it's still got cool runes on it though. It says badge, but they're all on chains, so like necklaces. Lol.
Welcome. What is it you...
Saw
Very
Hunter
well.
ID pass.
Let me stand close.
1, 2, 3. I'm not going to get 4. Unless I picked up any more cold blood. So let's see what we can do with 3. Now, Arcane will need to get to 15, I believe. Well, 15 I know to use the Hunter's tools that we may or may not find ourselves using. Usually the Beast... I don't know what it's called. It's not the Beast Claw, because that's the name of the weapon. Anyway, there's one where it's an AoE that just clears the ground a little bit. Can deflect projectiles, but I've never consciously actually done that. Works a similar way to the Faith Miracle in Dark Souls. And then there's one that basically lets you dodge faster and go invisible, which is the old Hunter's Bone, again at 15. But I'll need this stat here to get the 2 weapons that I want to use, the primary ones. It's mainly skill, a little bit of arcane. We're going to have enough blood tinge just to use whichever weapon I want to use. Same situation for strength. I think I'll be running about 4 weapons by the end of the game, but annoyingly, all 4 of them I'm going to acquire at the end of the game. So it's mainly for PvP purposes. And then I can always New Game Plus it to use my chosen weapons to run through the game. See how we get on. In the meantime, let's boost that, just so we've got a bit of chunk to us. We've got enough stamina to get in and out of trouble and do a couple of attacks. So that only boosts it by 1, because they're only sort of like C scaling at the minute. Again, where's the thing? So annoying. Because they are just... Oh, that was a leap by 2 for the Sword Spear. Every time you level up, that boosts your physical defense, which lowers the amount of damage you take per attack, which essentially makes the game easier. That's what I was referring to earlier. Should we just chuck it all into HP so I just don't get the floor wiped myself? Farewell, yeah, in a bit, love. So, what we got there? I forgot to note how much I need to level up. I'm pretty sure it's about 1200. Let's ask her very quickly.
Welcome.
In Dark Souls 3 they sorted it so that in the UI you can actually see how many, in that game it's obviously souls, but how much you actually need to level up. You need basically the same again, so there's no point trying to sell anything just yet.
Farewell, good hunter.
I could farm 800 or I can go and kill the cleric beast and hopefully do that. So spawn in here, we'll call a cooperator, hopefully they're not a retard. Pardon my use of that word. It's not something I say on the day to day. Hopefully they're not someone who doesn't know what they're doing and is new to the game, but hopefully they are, because, you know, succeed together, teamwork. Quite annoyed about that utterance, my apologies. That was also the sound of my coffee cup becoming empty. So... I suppose that's the downside to real-time narration. It'd be funny if the mic's not turned on. I haven't actually checked the feed this time. But if it is just gameplay, then no problem. You can see me referring to and checking various stats and bits and bobs as I go, so hopefully that's self-explanatory. Just doing a bit of a slower prep time this time. Screw it. Come on. That's all I wanted to do, get this guy's attention. So the viscerals do scale off the skill, so you see that I did 333. If we get the skill up and do the exact same thing again, you'll see that I'll do high damage. Better. Wiping his birds out in one attack with the Sword Spear now. I think that's thanks to both the damage from the skill and also because I've upgraded the weapons twice. We get rid of gas coin and then we get to actually put some... Oh, nearly forgot to call a cooperator in. Harry Potter? But why? Because of the voice cast, obviously. Is anyone offering to assist? Let's copper squat. Let's have a little sit and see where we're at. Whee! There's always someone here offering to assist because they... You know, insight and experience, isn't it? Where are you though? That's the question. Oh, right here. Hey up, Chuck. I don't know how the voice settings work in this game, so you may be able to hear me, you may not. Anyway, you ready? All set to do this? If I was you, I'd transfer that weapon to the fastest version, but we'll see how we get on. If you haven't yet, go and see Eileen before you kill Gascoigne, because that's always worth doing. Can't do it in my game, obviously. Right, here we go. Woohoo! Shall I throw a fireball at you? The answer is yes. Always yes. I haven't got any fire paper yet, which is a travesty. Dodge. There we go. I'll let you take a bit of a peek. Come on, just damaging them. There we go. One down. Send one of them for luck. You egg. Oh, hello. Nicely done. Don't mind if I do. So, the only problem with cooperating is you will, in fact, get the game to buff the enemies a bit. I don't usually spam firebottles, but to be honest, I'm having a good time, so why not? And then, so bosses in this game have stages. I don't think the clone beast does. I think he just sort of cracks on, but he can weaken limbs, so that's always a plus. I'll give you one of those. I'm going to give you a bit of joy. Thanks for the assist, buddy. Hopefully see you around. Whee! Pardon me. So now we've got the blood echoes to level up. I believe if I have missed any items in this game, actually, I've missed 2 items that I know about around that little bonfire where the beast is up on the crucifix. 2 items there. It's possible one of them is a bloodstone shard, but I doubt it. Anyway,
Welcome.
let's level up and then
Very
call it
well.
quits on this stream today. We're doing alright for stamina, you know. To be honest, I don't know how much each action costs, so I don't know what, you know, 2 and then 1 stamina is really going to benefit me. The plus side to doing endurance is obviously it drags these poison resistances up a bit as well. I don't think any of the other stats affect anything else, to be honest. Insight is the hidden one. The lower your insight, the longer the frenzy meter takes to build up. If you've got a lot of insight, it doesn't take very long at all. Which, when you're trying to fend off enemies and stuff, you can't necessarily use items to stop that from building up. So, it's kind of one of those situations you can find yourself in. Later in the game, you'll find that you'll see that I'm farming. So I'll use a lot of... yeah, I have a lot of insight, which will inversely affect how long I actually survive whilst trying to farm. Fun. In the meantime, what should we upgrade? Should we pump a little bit of arcane just for A, the banter, but B, the item discovery? I think it's a bit early to do that. I think, knowing how well it went the other day, I think I'm just going to concentrate on these 2 stats for now. Endurance, when it's applicable, and then bring up the arcane again when that's applicable. Probably, well, soonish to be fair.
Farewell, good.
But I need to get it to 15 and then we're good. Any cold blood? I didn't pick anything up, did I? Nope, cool. Finite. Usage type. Unlimited use, eh? Ooh. Yeah, as you'd expect. Right,